my gosh, it's so zoomed in. I'm not editing this either. So I thought I'd kind of show how I draw, and since I feel like talking today, do like a kind of like step-by-step thing, or just explain as I draw. I don't know, you can just vibe with me, honestly. I got no clue where the audio is going to come from because I wear headphones, if it's going to come from my headphones or if it's going to come from my phone. So if I get closer to my phone and it gets louder, then I apologize for the uneven audio. So I got this wonderful new sketchbook from my family for Christmas. Actually, yeah. And I actually got a few for Christmas, which is really nice. However, trying to stuff it all in my singular suitcase was not very easy, which is unfortunate. But I did make it. I did bring all of them, and this one is rather thick. It's very thick. That's all I'll say. So yeah, so I thought, it might be fun. I have a YouTube stream that I'm listening to, playing in the background. What's his name? It's Mog Swamp, because, I don't know, it just was interesting. And so, yeah, I figure, might as well do this. So, I think that what I'm gonna do, I'm not sure who I'm gonna draw. I've been really into Good Omens recently, and so, I could draw Crowley. He's my favorite character at the moment, which, makes sense. He's really cool. And I've actually, because I've been reading, fanfics and all that fun stuff, I've actually been, practicing drawing them with, mobility aids, because I figure that's interesting. I've read a bunch of fics, where he has, chronic pain. Usually it's not specified, but I have a friend who actually uses mobility aids because of, a disorder or something of the sort. I'm not totally certain what it is, but they were giving me ideas on why he might, versus just vague pain ideas. And so I was doing that, and so I decided, with the help of them, I decided to go and give him this one disability. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it because I don't know how to pronounce it. But basically it's because of hypermobility, it causes your joints to pop in and out, which, given the fact that, Crowley turns into a snake, we're doing this, given the fact that Crowley turns into a snake, and how he saunters around, I think that would be pretty interesting for him to have that, and because he's a snake, he's used to slithering around versus being a human with hips. And so yeah, and so chatting with my friend, we decided that one of his hips hurts him more, and that it would be his right hip, that tends to be more mean to him, as I put it. And so because of that, the mobility aids that I've given him and been practicing drawing is specifically a cane, and then also forearm crutches, because just one leg or one hip, everything, tends to hurt more. It's still something that affects all of him, and walking around, fun times. And so sometimes when there's bad pain days, he goes and he uses the forearm crutches, because so basically, I don't know who's all gonna watch this, so I'm just explaining what I know, because it's kind of nice, when you do research, to explain it to people. Even if it's likely not a lot of people will be watching this. I don't expect a lot of people to watch this. It's just kind of fun to put my art out, But anyways, for like the difference between using cane and forearm crutches is that a cane. So for example, said I'm gonna draw Crowley. So when you use a cane, to use it properly, what you have to do is it will be in. So if this leg is the one that hurts him, then you want to have your cane in on the opposite side. And so kind of like when you're running, how whichever foot is going forward, the opposite arm goes forward too. It's the similar concept, because then you have stability on that side. And then let's see. And so if just one side is hurting, then then the cane works really well just on that thing. It does put like a lot of because using a cane, it does put strain on the this area. And so because of that, it might cause some pain right there. But if you're using it properly, then it should be at waist level, hip level roughly, and your arm should be bent, not straight. So there's actually been if you use it incorrectly, then what tends to happen actually is that that it will actually end up making it worse. And so some vague emotions. So it actually, for example, the guy who played House, or the main character in the one TV show House, where he has a cane, because for so many years on the show he used that cane improperly, it actually started causing him issues. So that's why it's so important to, use a cane correctly. How do I do this foot? How am I doing this? We'll figure it out. Do a lot of erasing. Normally I've whenever I feel like there's people watching me, I like to, I'm really self-conscious about what I'm drawing. And I want to draw it extra good, don't erase a whole lot. But, there's a lot of, no discredit to any of my fellow artists, but there's a lot of artists who when you're looking at their channel and that stuff, it always looks like they do this stuff, so easily. And barely any mistakes or redos or, completely erasing the stuff. One really good artist that I follow, he's this old guy, and he's so cool. I love him. He's 50 years old. He's in a whole bunch of stuff in his life, and he's an artist. He's a really, really good one. I actually learned how to draw noses from him, and some art, coloring stuff. I like how to color some things and that type of stuff. And he tends to show his mistakes and show what doesn't work. He has a whole pile of stuff in his hobbit hole. That's what he calls his little place, and it's so amazing. In his hobbit hole, he has rejected arts and that stuff. And so he actually showed them off and even tried giving them another try. Hands are so annoying. And which I think is really, really important. I don't know if do the canes go okay, I don't know if anybody's watching this is gonna be a mobility aid user, but when you're just standing with the cane, is it beside you? Is it in this stance especially, where would you, where do you, in front of you maybe? I'm gonna put it in front just because I don't know, and it kind of seems like it might work. Yeah, I think that works. I don't know. If that's wrong, feel free to tell me. But anyways, this guy, Scott something, I don't remember what it's called, what his channel name is or anything like that. He recently got a Tumblr, and I'm a Tumblr user, and so I was like so excited. I'm like, yay! Because Tumblr is my favorite social media. Don't know what that says about me, but like I like it because like it's so versatile, and like you really can't make money there. Like technically you could, but like you don't really. And so it's like it's awesome in my opinion, because like you just kind of exist, and it has like a whole little culture. And so it's like, I think I'm gonna draw him with his glasses. I don't like drawing with his glasses. I like he looks so goofy. I like just drawing him with his eyes because it's kind of entertaining. I'm gonna draw him as Nanny, because Nanny pretty cool to draw. And also I've been drawing a lot of Crowley, just like normal standard male presenting Crowley, and so I think we deserve some femme Crowley here. We love our little Crowley. Maybe let's draw femme Crowley. I don't know. I don't remember Nanny's outfit, so I guess we'll see. But anyways, the Scott guy. If you look up like what's some of the things that he's posted? If you look up like I'm pausing art real quick just to go on my YouTube on my tablet over here that you cannot see. Where is my YouTube? And doing it. Break. No editing. I'm just your friend that sits and chill. Like if you're ever feeling lonely, you can come. I might do some more of these because it's kind of fun thinking about like, you know, if I'm just chilling here, and somebody like needs someone to just exist, you know, body doubling or something like that, like I'm here for you. Okay, his name is Scott Christian Sava. He has almost 2 million subscribers, which I've been following him since he was small. And so actually that makes me so happy. He's such a good artist. So I just looked up Scott art and I found him, but that could also just be because, you know, I'm subscribed. But, yeah, no, he's awesome. I'd recommend following him if you're interested in that sort of thing. And yeah, I'd recommend him. He's awesome. Anyways, Crowley. I don't know. I ramble. That's what happens when you know, you're like me. I have ADHD. I have medication for it, but like, doesn't mean I can't ramble, you know? So this is my sketching, how I kind of do sketches. You saw at the beginning, I've been recently starting like doing this, and I tend to do that also for the head. Do that also for the head. English. And so, like for example, if I'm just doing the head right here, I just kind of like this, like the top be the forehead, and I do a circle. It depends on the face type, because Crowley has like more of a straighter, like angular face, and my style is not super angular. The square really helps me, because then I can like, you know, get everything out and then figure out like what else I'm doing. So like that, I just kind of do vague stuff. Like when you're drawing, you want to like know don't want to just like do random lines. There's actually a YouTuber, I forgot his name, that like was talking about it, but like you want to like, you don't want to just do like that type of thing. You want each line to be more meaningful, which honestly, it's a little bit of a struggle for me, just because I'm blaming my ADHD side of it. I like to be able to draw fast and it to look like okay. And so like trying to slow down is a bit harder for me unless like I'm really putting effort into something. And so like, I don't know, it's harder. And And so that's why, like, whenever I do character studies, it's, like, so hard for me because I just want to, do it fast. Which, I mean, I can kind of do, but, oh, what was I saying? I forgot. That's okay. That's okay. No shame here. But yeah, so I tend to do, like, the square for, like, especially Crowley and any of my other characters I have. Or, like, if they have, like, a long face. Like, one of my characters I have named Starly. I just tend to do this because she has, like, a round, softer face, but it's, like, long. So I guess it's not round, it's long. And so this is how, like, I start to sketch them. And, how I draw dust. And so, I say a lot. There was a YouTuber I was watching, like, he watches one of the YouTubers I watch, Doug, and he was, like, talking about Doug, and then I went to see, like, one of his other things on his channel to see if he was, like, because his voice was really nice. And so I was seeing if, he might be, like, someone I would be interested in watching, like, some more, because I've been kind of stuck in a hole where I just watch the same thing, the same the same YouTubers, which, I mean, isn't necessarily bad. I do find comfort in, like, having the same. However, it gets kind of annoying when you want something new and all you're greeted by is, like, the same, like, 3 YouTubers. But anyways, this guy, he was, like, talking, and he was, like, somebody commented, like, how do you, like, talk so smoothly? Or, like, how can we, like, learn to talk as, like, nicely and smooth and other adjectives as you? And he was, like, he went on a little explanation on the major things. So all, like, languages and humans everywhere, one thing that we all have in common language wise is that space fillers. So like, those type of things. And so he said that, like, one of the important things to do, like, first to have, like, as smooth of, like, talk so smoothly and confidently, is to get rid of saying like I just did, because you don't really realize how much you say until you, like, actively start trying to not say it. And for me, that's really difficult because sometimes my brain goes a mile a minute and my tongue can't catch up, and so my brain has to slow down so that my, like, just consciously thinking I can catch up, and so I don't say something stupid or forget what I'm talking about. And so I have to, like, I won't even think about it, but, like, I'll have to, like, take that moment to say, like, to, like, catch my thoughts, make sure that I am not just going on and on about something. Like, I have been, and that's okay, because this is my spot, and so I can do whatever I want. Well, I mean, within reason. I also just say, I don't know. I'm not somebody who, like, knows psychology or anything. I just like to learn a bunch of things. I'm like a jack of all trades, is what my family used to call me, because I really liked a lot of things, and I'm like, so the phrase jack of all trades, master of none, but always better than master of one. It's like, I know how to do, like, a lot of things, not crazy well, but, like, I can still do, like, a good amount of things. Like, obviously, one of my favorite things to do is to draw. Well, I guess it's not obvious because you guys don't know me, but whatever. Words. One of my things is that I like to draw. I'm known as the art cousin in my family because, like, all I got for Christmas was art supplies, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but it is also really funny. But I also, like, I play the violin, I chose to play the violin because it's actually really funny. My uncle, he had a violin when I was deciding on if I wanted to play violin or not. And so how I thought through it was, if I can't like get a rental violin, then I can just use his, which is kind of funny. I went on with it until high school when the pandemic happened, because I was a freshman when the pandemic started. And so my sophomore year, I was remote at my school. And because I was remote, my high school decided to be oh so kind and just kick everyone who's in the orchestra out if they're only remote and not hybrid, which I think is utter BS. But it did end up meaning that I wasn't able to continue during high school because I didn't have enough room in my schedule, because I was in this like big fancy person program, international whatever, which was honestly not worth it. The only thing that it was worth was I have sophomore credits for high school or for college. That's the only thing, because it means I can take another $1,000 a month that I very much need. And so, but yeah. So high school, they kicked us out. Which it was really sad for me because I love playing my instrument. I mean, obviously, I did it from 4th grade up until my sophomore year again. And so that kind of shows just like how much I really enjoy doing it. And it was on my own will, for the most part. I mean, my guardians, they did like, it encouraged me, and it did lead to me being anxious because, you know, when you're like told, oh, if you don't play, you're gonna lose your skill, yada yada yada. It when you're constantly told that, it does kind of give you anxiety. But I like, because I'm in the dorms of my college, and I brought out my instrument with my roommate, and I was like, I haven't touched this in like a year probably. So I have no clue how good I'm going to be, but I need somebody with me in order to do it. And they were very nice, and they're like, yeah, sure. So I played, and I wasn't terrible. So, haha, you can suck it, guardians. So, yeah. Jack of all trades. That's yeah, I'm just gonna be rambling. This is probably just gonna be called sit for 30 minutes or an hour of just a child, well, not child, but still, just a child rambling. I'm not a child. If I did put child, YouTube might think that, oh, no comments, spooky, which, oh my gosh, I will say that's really good that they do that. However, I've seen channels just get wrongly told or labeled, that's the word, as a kids content, and they like aren't able to interact or like get money. I think I'm not totally certain on how YouTube works. Oh, I know that it kind of sucks. Which, should I be saying that when I'm a tiny YouTuber? Probably not. Do I care though? No, because first of all, this is like so far into the video and recording, whatever. And 2, I don't want to create a channel where I don't feel like I can be myself, because as somebody that was pretty, like, growing up, felt rather, what's the word? Like I couldn't be myself. It kind of, I don't want to hide, like, obviously hide personal information, but I don't want to, like, not be able to express myself how I want, because this is my own channel, and so therefore I can do whatever the heck I want. If I decided, oh, I want to do gaming one day, I should be able to do that. Will it get me a lot of views? Probably not. Do I care? No. I just think that it's nice to be able to share and do this, because I don't know, I used to, when I was in high school, I really wanted to go and like become really popular on Instagram, because like, I don't know, it just felt entertaining. I don't know. But I got so focused on how much likes and engagement that I got, that I would like almost stalk the channel, my whatever I posted, and see how much had been posted, or not posted, how much engagement I had had. And this was right when like it was right in the COVID pandemic, and it was right when like my anxiety was starting to get bad. And so like I would get like almost like upset or disappointed when my stuff that I would post it that I was so proud of, which granted, like, it wasn't actually very good art. But that's just because I was still, I am still now growing into my art. But it was worse then, which like, I mean, makes sense. But anyways, I was like, I would get like upset almost, or like disappointed, and it like became something I was like really like focused on, and when I shouldn't have been. And so I decided to stop, because that was not helping my mental health. And so when I decided that, hey, let's post my art on here, because I think it could be fun. If it gets me money, then it gets me money. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. And as much as I would love to get money as a Berkeley College student, I don't want that to be like the main focus of this channel, because I feel like channels that like their sole goal is just to get money tends just not to have that like authenticity. And so that's why with this channel, my channel, I want it to be something that I'm proud of, or at least like am not jeez, talking so much. Something that I'm not like afraid of doing or like showing people. I mean, obviously not right now. I guess not obviously. I'm a very anxious person, and so like putting myself out here, I wasn't even planning on doing voice, because oh my gosh, his hair is so weird. Is here a fail? Because, well, first off, like my first two videos, did I post? Yeah, two. My first two videos that I did, I have it where sometimes it's hard for me to speak, or I don't have the energy to do so. So that when I was doing that, okay, these hair, you can go suck a toe if you're gonna be so rude. I like when I was doing those videos, I wasn't in a talking mood, but I felt like drawing, and I felt kind of like recording it, just for fun. And I had Jacksepticeye playing Subnautica, because that's what I was playing to keep my dog from, causing chaos. Right now he's with my friend, so I don't have to worry about him. But I was doing that, and I was like, oh, hey, this is fun. Let's post this. And so I posted it, and I sent it to a few friends. But today, I felt like, kind of doing a recording, just for fun. For funsies, we're going to give Aziraphale glasses, because he deserves, and I think he has glasses. He deserves those granny things. Anyway, I decided, oh, let's do it, and I felt kind of like talking. So I set it all up to Paige, and I was like, okay, I'm not sure. I was originally, I don't remember at this point. I originally was wanting to do it where like I kind of explain my art, but now it's just gone into rambling. Maybe when I'm like more, I don't know, used to it, maybe if I ever decide to edit, because I just don't have the energy to edit, I won't lie. I don't want to like, if I do that, then I will just never post. So I think it's a good enough compromise. Rather just do this, and people want to listen, they can. If people don't, they don't have to. Than trying to put in all that effort and then feeling disappointed almost. I already forgot. This is when people are like, how do ADHD brains, like, how did we get to this part of the conversation? This is a good example of how just my, like, ADHD brains tend to run, where it just, like, leads into another topic. So if you ever wonder how somebody got into a topic in the middle of a conversation, I'm not saying they're ADHD, but what I'm saying is, this is a good and accurate, or at least kind of, representation of kind of how, like, the brain flows. You know, I've talked about different YouTubers and talked about art and etc. etc. Yeah. That's how I know when I'm doing a little bit awkward, but that's fine. I like to draw as UFO, really rounded. That my art style, one of my close friends told me that my art style is more rounded, which is why, like, because I was really into Baldur's Gate 3, which, I mean, makes sense. It's such good. I can't play it, which is so sad, but I make do with living off my friends who can play it. But I was, like, trying to draw Astarion, which he has very sharp, angular features. And I was getting so frustrated because I couldn't figure out why I just couldn't draw him. Until I kind of, like, sat and I was like, well, do you have any tips? Because my two friends, they are so good at art. Like, I want to eat their art. And I've told them that many times. I actually have a print of my friend that I'm talking about right now. I have a print of hers that I bought when I was still in high school. And then I actually have one that's on the way that she decided that she was gonna just send me the original because she was like, you know what, here you go. And so it's coming in, and once my dorm hall stuff opens back up, and they get all the mail sorted, I'll be able to have it and put it up on my wall, and I'm so excited. But she told me, going back on the topic of art styles, she told me that the reason why I was probably struggling so much was because I have a rather rounded art style. As you can kind of see, like, this is one of my oldest characters right here that I'm drawing. Their name is Suru. And I made them when I was 16, so they've been with me for a hot minute. And, like, when I draw their face, like, it's very round. Very, very round. And so when I was trying to draw, like, Astarion, because he has, like, these sharp, more elegant features, it's so much harder for me to, like, draw him. And also, screw Willow Peaks. Oh, you can't even see this. Hold on. If I can get this to... Nope. Oh, my gosh. Okay, we're just going to hold this with one hand. It's on a tote. And because I don't have, like, a stand or anything, I'm not going to hold it the entire time. But anyways, like, Willow Peaks are so freaking hard for me to draw. And, like, I want to fist fight them. Especially since my favorite characters tend to have them. Like, what the heck? But, English. Like, trying to draw him was, like, teepee boy. There's Astarion. Astarion Simper's going crazy over this. But, like, he was so hard for me to draw, and he still is. Like, I don't have a reference right now, so that's why it's being all silly. But, Willow, oh my gosh, please work. Thank you. Willow Peaks are, like, so difficult. And so, I forgot where I was going with a sharp thing. So it was hard for me to draw him. And my friend was like, it's because you have more of a rounded style. And I was like, that makes so much sense. Like, literally, that's how I draw. Lots of roundness. And so now that's kind of caused like an issue because like one of the first things is I started drawing because I would trace my aunt's artwork when I was like 6 years old, roughly. That's how I started drawing. And then when I got into anime when I was in middle school, that's where I like really started drawing. And so I had an anime-esque style for a really long time, actually. It wasn't until like 2021, 2022 that it really like started trying to like branch out, because I wasn't really into anime anymore, and so I was looking in other places for like art styles I really liked, or like artworks I liked, and I would take like little pieces, and that's basically how being art is. You don't just create your style from scratch. It's like an accumulation of like all the different artists and things that you like have surrounded yourself with, which I think is so cool. I forgot to do that on there. I think it's amazing, but I like when she told me that, I was like, oh no, because like one of the things I try not to do is have my art be like I don't like when people call my art anime, which I guess is a great way for haters to come after me and like get on my nerves, honestly. But I know that when people don't draw realistic or semi-realistic, people like one of the first things they'll say is like, oh, it's a cartoon, or oh, it's anime, which logistically makes a lot of sense. However, I don't appreciate it when I like try so hard to get my art away from being classified as that, only for it to like my high school teacher's like, oh, is it anime? And I'm like, no, it's not. And so like that's always something that I kind of like, it goes in waves, but something that like kind of like goes through my mind when I draw is like, oh, don't make it look like anime. And so that kind of like messes with my style almost, I guess. So when I was told that like, oh, you have more rounded style, which makes it harder, I was like, oh, so I need to make it more angular. But at the same time, my brain is like, oh, but rounded is like your whole thing. And so I like it was like a weird like moment in time. And now I think I'm finally getting back to something that I enjoy. Like, I mean, I enjoyed my art, don't get me wrong, but like where I'm not really worrying about it as much, because again, that guy that I spoke about like 20 minutes ago probably, that Scott guy, he like his art style, like just looking at his videos, you can see already how much like it has changed just since he started doing YouTube. And if he, this like amazing artist that like does like really expensive commissions, and all that stuff, can like have his art style still change and that stuff, then like what's the problem with mine? I know there's like people that like to like try and make a distinct art style, so like like trying like how the previous like pop famous artists have, like Picasso or like that type of thing. But for me, I feel like as long as like my art, people can realize that it's my art, then I'm fine with that. As long as they can look at it and be like, oh, that's this person's art, then I'm happy. And it's like, because like as long as it's like it's identifiable kind of, then I'm happy. Which I think I think my art is like, it has a distinct something to it, I believe. Or at least I hope so. And yeah, I just kind of do whatever I want, and it makes me happy. I, for a while, like, wanted to draw, like, when I was trying to do Instagram, I wanted to draw what I thought, like, people would enjoy. And so, like, I was into hiii, the anime at that time. And so, like, my first post ever on my drawing account was just hiii fan art. Because I figure, oh, hiii, it's very popular. A lot of people are going to see it. And yeah, people did see it, but I drew a whole lot, but, like, I didn't post a whole lot because I wanted to draw whatever would get me, like, interactions and likes and all that stuff and, like, validation. And so that, like, burnt me out, and I actually started hating drawing, which is why everybody always says, do it for yourself, don't do it for others. And so, like, when you're doing content, I mean, unless you're, like, a person who can do it without that, but, like, for me, I got burnt out. And so, what am I doing with this? I don't know. Something. And so I would only post, like, even though I had things I was proud of, I would only post, like, whatever I thought would make people interact with me and give me that, like, sort of validation. And so, and then I stopped, and I just started sending my art to my close friends that I knew were gonna, like, appreciate it. My art was able to just kind of, like, thrive, I suppose. And so that's why when I started posting again on that account, I made a decision that I was not gonna just post for, like, what, like, people followed me for, or post, like, do the thing where it's like, hey, do you guys got any recommendations on what I should draw? Because that was just, it wasn't what I wanted to draw. And so I post just whatever I am proud of, whenever I remember. And so and that, like, if people want to follow me, they can follow me. If people don't, then they don't have to. And I'm not, like, searching for it, almost, I suppose. And so that's why with this account, with my YouTube, I'm just drawing, and it might not get a lot of views. It might not be what anybody is, like, interested in. Maybe they don't want to listen to 45 minutes of somebody rambling while they draw. And that's okay. It's not for everybody. Just like ASMR is not for everybody. Or, like, people don't like watching gaming shows or like, blogs or stuff like that. It's like, you like what you like and you don't what you don't, and that's completely valid. And if nobody, and I know the YouTube algorithm is so crappy, and if nobody ends up watching my stuff besides my friends, then I'm completely fine with that. Like, I don't care, because I'm just doing what makes me happy. And if I'm happy, then it doesn't bother me, unless, YouTube decides to just slam my account for some reason. Not that I can think of any reason why they'd want to. That's why I don't, like, do music with my videos, because if, like, there's music playing, people, like, falsely claimed even for music, and I don't want to risk that. And so I just don't do that, because, like, I know there's, like, ad or copyright free stuff that I could find. Like, I think the Fat Rat tends, like, I think at least it used to be, his stuff was like, you wouldn't get copyrighted, but I don't know if that's still like that. I just remember a lot of animatic people would go and use his music when I was into like anime, and I watched those fan animations, which animation is hard, but I just don't really want to risk that because I don't know, and I don't know. This could be seen as like some of my last two could just be seen as like ASMR-esque. I don't know. Oh my gosh, this does not look like Soother. It could be like viewed as like ASMR. And this one is just like chill and chat, and like think about like a stream, like people like watching VODs. Granted, it's of YouTubers or whatever that they really like, but like I don't know. I just like if people want to sit and like watch me draw while they do their homework or anything like that, then I'd be happy. Like, I don't even need likes. I just need people to appreciate, and that's all I want. Is even if it's silent appreciation, because I'm totally fine with silence. Like, it makes me happy when people are like, oh my gosh, look how much work you did, or like analyze my art. Oh my gosh, I love it when people like analyze it. It's so fun to see how they interpret it. But like, I don't really care if they don't, as long as like people, I don't know, as long as people and stop. Anyways, I filled up this part that you guys can see. There's like a little bit left, but I think that this is enough for this video. It's almost 50 minutes long. I don't need that long. So I'm just gonna sign it. I'm probably gonna post this today, just for fun. Oh, no, it's 2024. And there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me drone on. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.